Hello, this is Dr. Randon, and today our lesson is on Excel Module 2, Project 1B, and the company's name is Edgerton Norris. This is how to format the worksheets. Your file name for your start file, starting with SC underscore EX365 underscore 2021 underscore 2B underscore first last name underscore 1. Just going to rename that file, start file, with ending in underscore 2 with the same naming convention. Okay, make sure that the cell B6 in your documentation tab or documentation sheet shows your first and last name. If not, you can download a new copy. Okay, and this project has only 20 steps. Okay, and the final figure, you are going to compare that with your outcome from when you complete your project. This is the current invoice worksheet, and then also the invoice tracker worksheet. Okay. All right. This is your start file, and I show my name here. This is the invoice sheet, the invoice tracker worksheet. And then I still, actually I already changed my file name to underscore 2, as you can see here. If not, you can just select file, save as, and then just change that. So, but right now I have the correct file name. Okay, so I'm just going to select this one here, and then back to the instructions, your first step. Okay, Caleb Ramos is the accounts receivable department who wants your help to make more changes in the workbook that he started. Go to the invoice worksheet. Just change the name of the worksheet tab to current worksheet. Okay, back to start file. So I have the invoice here. It should show current invoice. So I'm just going to double click using my mouse, and then go at the front of invoice, and then start typing current space, and then press enter to make the change. Back to the instruction. Step 2 is middle align the contents of cell A1 to improve the appearance of the worksheet title. Back to the start file. I need to go to the A1. It says A1 here. I'm already on A1. Right now, the cell is in bottom align, so I need to change that to middle align. Back to the instruction. Step 3 is format the billing section to show that the information belongs together. The range is A2 to F4. Add the borders, outside borders, and also the border color to green accent 4. Back to the start file, and I just need to make sure that I am selecting the correct ranges. So A2 to F4, I'm typing it in the name box to highlight A2 to F4. I'm adding the outside border. So under the font group, select home. Under the font group, select the drop down menu under borders. There is an outside borders here, but I'm going to select more borders because I'm also changing the colors. Okay, the border color should be 8 column first row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And make sure it's green accent 4. When it is, select once, and then start typing the outside border. Okay, so you can select here. That's the outside border. I can tell it's changed the color. Okay, so select OK. Back to the instructions. So I'm done with this here. So step 4, apply the short date in cell F3. Okay, back to the start file. F3 is here. I can see here in the name box is F3. Go to the Home tab if you're not there, and in the number group, from the date drop-down menu, it could be a different name there. So just select that drop-down menu and go to the list, select short dates, and then the date format change. Okay, so step 5, A, B, C, D, and E, you select, now go to the invoice tracker worksheet actually, and then in cell A1, change the font to Franklin Gothic medium, change the font size to 18, change the font color to white background 1, bold the title, and then merge the worksheet title across A1 to I1. Okay, back to the start file. This time go to invoice tracker and then select A1. I'm on A1, and then go to the font group. We're going to make several changes under font group. Okay, and then start typing Frank, and then it's now showing up there. Okay, and then Franklin Gothic medium is the right font. Click enter. Then the font size, select 18. And then the font color is here, font color. Select the drop-down menu and select the first column, first row, which is white background 1. And then bold the worksheet title, which is in the font. Select B as in bold. And this time select A1 to I1 because we're going to merge the cell. So that's A1 to I1. And then under the alignment, there's that merge and center, but select the drop-down menu and select merge cell. Okay. Now, back to the instruction. We're going to resize the width of column A and B to auto-fit to display all the text in the column. That's pretty easy. Go back to the start file, and then from here, select column A and B. There's two ways to do this. I'm going to show you the easiest way is Home tab. Select Home tab and go to the nearly the right of the ribbons, and under Cells group, select Format, and then select the auto-fit column width in the drop-down menu. Okay, so that is step 6. Okay, moving on to the next page. Step 7. Okay, step 7, Caleb asks you to find any duplicate entries and then delete them. Okay, so we're going to select A5 to A16. Okay, and then use the conditional formatting. Highlight cell rules to highlight duplicate values in light red fill with dark red text. And then delete the row containing the first duplicate value. Okay. So back to the start file. And then you select A5 to A16. So I think this one here is A5 to A16 here. Make sure it's correct, A5 to A16. Select the Home tab if you're not there. From the conditional formatting drop-down menu, select the highlight cell rules. Go to the right and select the duplicate values. And then make sure the values with light red fill with dark red text usually shows up with the first one because that's the top on the list. Okay, select OK. And then we're going to delete the row containing the first duplicate value, which is row 9. Select row 9, right-click, and select delete. Okay. And that is the step 7. So now, step 8, Caleb wants to keep a running count of the invoices sent to clients. You have to go to cell B3 and then enter the count A formula for the ranges A5 to A15. Okay. back to the start file. First, go to cell B3. That's where we're going to use the formula. Then there's two ways to do this. But first, you can, the first one is go to the formulas, more function, select the statistical, go to the right, and then look for count A. And then select, I believe it's A5 to A15. So A5 to A15 is here, select OK, and there's 11 invoices. Reason why we're using the count A is because these invoice numbers are not numbers, but instead it's characters or a combination of numbers and special characters, okay? So if you count here, if you highlight A5 to A15, you can tell that the count here is 11, okay? I'll show you the other way. I can undo this one here, and then the other way to do the count A is you can select the insert functions, and then from here you can type the count A, okay, and then you're not sure if it's in the statistical, right? So just select all, and then select go, and then once it's highlighted, select OK, and then highlight A5 to A15, and then you see the value 1 is correct, so click OK, and then it gives you the same answer. Okay, so now I'm done with step 8. Okay, so step 9, there's A and B. Caleb wants to display all the text in cell E4, but format it so that it requires less horizontal space. Make this formatting change as follows. Change the width of the column E to 9, which is wide enough to display the characters. And then wrap the contents in cell E4 to display the text on 2 lines. Okay, back to the start file. Okay, this time we need to select column E. Select column E. The easiest way is right-click using your mouse and then select column width and type 9. The other way is you can go to the Home tab and go to the 3/4 of the ribbons. There's a format cell, and then there's the column width here, and you can type whatever column you need. And this time it's already 9 because I changed it before. So select OK. It gives you the right same answer. And then select E4. I know it's E4 here. And then go to the Home tab if you're not there. And then under Alignment, there's a Wrap Text here. So click that once. Okay. So that's the step 9. Step 10 is apply shading to the range A2 to C3 and A17 to B19 using green accent 3 lighter 80%, which is 7th column, 2nd row of the theme color palette, to separate these changes from the rest of the worksheet. Okay. Go back to the start file. This time, you can do this separately by selecting the A2 to C3 only. A2 to C3. You say A2 to C3? Yes, A2 to C3. And select this first, and then you can change the shading. So the shading is this font fill color. Okay, select the drop down menu, and then 7 columns, 2nd row, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, 2nd row. Hover over to make sure it's the right color, green accent 3 lighter 80%. Okay, and then do the same thing from A17 to B19, B17 to A17 to B19, right? Make sure B19 there. Okay, double check. A17 to B19 is correct. Press enter. And then this time, go back to here and the fill color, make sure that it's the right color. It's green accent 3, lighter 80%. You can also do this the same time by highlighting then the A2 to C3, press your control key on your keyboard and also highlight A17 to B19 and then press the theme colors, okay, the fill color, and then it's here. Okay, it will give you the right answer. The second way is easier for me because it's less click, it's quicker to complete the steps. Okay. So we're done with step 10, and then step 11, in cell A3, you just need to decrease the decimal places to 2. Okay, back to the start file. Cell A3 is here, A3. And then just go to the number group and then decrease the decimal to 2 decimal places. Back to the instruction. This is done. Step 12, you're going to apply the 40% accent 3 cell styles to range A4 to I4. Okay. So back to the start file. I'm going to make sure I'm selecting the correct ranges. And it's A4 to I4. So it's really the heading, right? Column headings. Right. So now back to the styles here. Open the gallery by selecting the More button. And look for 40% accent 3. So 40% accent 3. Light green, 40% accent 3. Okay, so select that once. Okay. Back to the instruction. Done with this one here. And then step 13, apply the accounting number format to the range D5 to D15. Back to the start file. I'm going to type D5 to D15. Okay, so D5 to D15, press enter. So it's the invoice amount column. And then from here, in the home tab, in the number group, open the form, the format cells, and then select accounting. And then it will add that $sign. Okay. Step 14 is the next one. Highlight first. Caleb wants to know at a glance which invoices are for the most amounts. In the range D5 to D15, so you have to select this range, right? Use conditional formatting to create data bars rule with the gradient fill green data bar color options. Okay. Back to the start file. And I believe it's the same range D5 to D15. And then from the home tab, select conditional formatting. And this time we need the data bars. Okay, select data bars, go to the right. And then I need the green data bar, which is here in the middle, and the gradient fill. Select it once. So the one with the invoice that has the most amounts should be here. Okay, follow 4,506.22, and the next is this one here. Okay, but back to the instruction. Step 15, Caleb also wants to highlight the invoices that have not been paid. Have to be very careful on this one because I need the cell value equal to N. Okay, the range F5 to F15. We're going to use the conditional formatting. back to the start file, and I'm going to type here in the name box F5 to F15. F15, right? 15. So, alright, so there. From the Home tab, select Conditional Formatting, highlight Cell Rules, go to the right, and then I need the cell value equal to. So I need this equal to here. Type N, and then it should be the light red field with dark red text, which is already selected. Select OK. Back to the instruction. Okay, so 16 is looking for the average for the D5 to D15. Okay, back to the start file. So the range is D5 to D15. Okay, so it's the invoice amount. Two ways again. So, but the first one is select the formulas. Select the more functions from the function library. Drop down menu, select statistical, go down the list to the right, and then select average. Then this time, oh, okay, hang on. Sorry about that, but go to the B17 first, and then look for the average formula. From here, I'm going to select D5 to D15. Press OK. Okay. Next one is the B18, but first we'll make sure it's correct. So select the cell B18, and this time we're going to look for the maximum formula. Okay, back to the start file. I'm on B18. The other way is this time we can use the insert function. That's the other way you can find this, because otherwise I'll show you later what's easier. Okay, so here we can type max, right? Max, click OK, and then it will tell me the max formula here. And then just select the D5 to D15, click OK. Okay, the first one that I showed you before is go to the formulas, more functions, statistical. Here you have to scroll down to look for max, okay? It will give you the same answer. Okay, so this time go to the B19. Okay, the B19 we're looking for the minimum for the range D5 to D15. Back to the start file. So I'm on B19 here. Let's use the formula tab. Select more function, statisticals, and then I scroll down and select minimum, right? And then select the D5 to D15. Select OK. All right, so those are the average, maximum, and minimum amounts for D5 to D15. Okay, make sure that is the correct formula. It's correct. Okay, back to the instruction. The step 19 is just checking the spelling. So back to the start file. Okay, and then here you select review tab, click spelling. Do you want to continue? Yes. Okay, spell check, you're good to go. But there's here spelling check also. Click here, and then the healthcare is spelled wrong, so this is the correct spelling. Click change and click OK. Pretty sure there's nothing that needs to be changed here. Okay, and then back to the instruction. Change the color of the invoice tracker worksheet to green accent 3 so that both tabs have the same color. Okay, so it's 7 column, first row. Okay, so this one is already set or formatted, so this one's not. So use your mouse, right click, okay, and then select tab color, and then go to the right to the theme colors, and you're going to look for the 7th column, first row, which is green accent 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here, green accent 3. I believe that's the end of it, and then just make sure that you compare it to the figure 1 for current invoice worksheet, and then the figure 2 for the invoice tracker worksheet. Okay, so let us see. Okay, it looks the same. Okay, so let me see here, 3356, 4506, and 2128. Okay, so it's the same here, and I have this column F, so just making sure. Okay, it's about the same. Invoices is the same, so I think I'm good. The current invoice, okay, scroll up, Edgerton Norris, okay, this is the invoice date. Okay, so I believe it's good to go. So now you can save file, save as, to make sure that you're saving all the changes that you've done to it. You're now ready to upload your assignment or your project, and then I'll see you next time. Thank you very much for using this video. Bye for now.